Hi, Nancy. How are you? Good morning. It's Albert Clark. Um, if I'm going to open up a chat room here, see if you could type in the fact that you can listen to me and see me. Can you see that, Nancy? Okay, Nancy, looks like you can see me and hear me. Let's just give this another minute or two. I got about 5 more coming in from North Carolina and South Carolina. Hi, Aaron. Can you hear me and see me okay? Okay, thank you. Thanks for taking time out of your busy Monday morning to learn a little bit more about our program. I'm waiting for Tom Watson to jump in. And then we have a couple of his agents on the call. And Aaron and Nancy, if you've got any questions during the presentation, you can just type in this box and I'm going to keep that at the top of my screen. So you can ask questions now, later, at the end, whenever you want. No rules here. Good morning, Nikki. How are you? Mary, good morning. It's Albert Clark at HomeActons. If anybody has a microphone on their computer, they can probably speak. And Tammy Lyles, how are you? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking time out of your day to learn about HomeActons.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Tom Watson to get on.
Okay.
And then we'll get started here in a minute. Everybody seems to be on time. This is not the normal procedure. Usually I can't find realtors that know, the right day.
Well, it's Monday, so we're probably all at our computers right now.
Yeah, you're not in the office. Here comes Tom Watson now. Good morning, Tom. You logged in there? Tom, I don't know if you have a microphone or not, but I will just type a message in the chat box here. Hello, Tom. If Albert could spell properly, that would be fine.
Can you hear me? This is Nikki.
Oh, hi, Nikki. Yes, I can. Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
Yeah, some agents have laptops and they got microphones built in. Some of them don't.
Okay.
Tom, are you all logged in there? You can see my screen?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, who's that? Tom?
Tom.
Okay, Tom, if you want to give a little introduction here as to what you've learned since you came back from the One Summit convention.
I'll give it a stab. So all I know is I know how cool the newsletter is to help me target people who are raising their hand for either interest in selling their house or want to know their home value. So I think it's interesting and unique that we can upload our database and then track people with one messaging system, which is really what I was looking for, is for one way to streamline talking to my database so I'm not hitting them from several different avenues and upsetting them and them, taking me off they're, you know, whatever, blocking me. So I think this is a really good way to do it.
Thanks, Tom. And Tom has a regular account for his sphere of influence, and we're setting him up with a recruiting account. For anybody that's possibly a broker owner, we've got another kind of account called a recruiting account where we'll have the agent or the owner go into the MLS and pull out a couple hundred competing agents, and we drip on them with good content too. So if you have questions about that, we can do it later on. So I'm going to get started here at my presentation. Again, my name is Albert Clark. I'm the creator of this home action system that you're going to see for a few minutes here. And I've been doing this for, I would say, about 25 years. I've been building tools for agents. 19 years ago, I built the first ever electronic newsletter for agents. So I've been stuck in that business ever since, because everywhere I go, agents are telling me that they don't have a reliable system. So what we do for the agents is we get them organized. And Tom mentioned the fact that you can upload your contact database. Well, 9 out of 10 agents don't have that kind of reliable list. So what we do is we go into Gmail, the MLS, the iCloud, any kind of CRM. We go everywhere the agent is, export those contacts, clean them up, and build them a brand new database. And then we deliver engaging content every 2 weeks. So in my business, content is king. And I'm not talking about chicken pot pie recipes or moving day tips, that traditional junk that agents are still throwing out, thinking that it's helping them build relationships. Well, we're sending about 6 million newsletters a month, and we know what works and what doesn't. Then we're going to help you focus on the segment of your database that we feel is warming up for a transaction because they're clicking on our predictive metrics, our content that when opened, clicked, and shared sends you a signal so you know who you should stay in closer contact with. We'll get into that. And of course, we'll show you our new artificial intelligence program coming out in late May, which is really going to, put you out there in front of everybody. And we're going to give you oodles of intelligence on simply an email address and where it's been used. And the last one, prevent defection to the portals. Well, we all know that you're losing customers every week, every month to Zillow. Consumers go to Zillow, they get a lot of information. Is it all correct? I don't know. But the idea is I want consumers searching in front of you, not behind your back like they're traditionally doing now. And we got through some of our widgets. We're going to show you how you're going to know when they're researching in front of you. So I fly all over the country and I talk to agents and I say, why can't you do the best possible job of staying in touch? And they always come back and they say, hey, Al, I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I don't have the whole system. So what we're going to do today is show you this system that I know works very well. We all know real estate's a numbers game, so let's help you with the numbers. Building you a brand new database, then we're going to put it into a pipeline, and then we're going to nurture that pipeline every 2 weeks with content and widgets and downloadables that they've never seen before. And it's all about home ownership. Please don't consider this a real estate newsletter. This is home ownership 101. Yeah, we talk about real estate a little bit, but it's more so getting more value out of the home you have now and setting them up for that transaction 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the road. So when I say we go in and we build the agent's account or database, this is what we do. We log into all these locations, either remotely or through our screen share program, and then we'll export all these contacts, clean them up, take the duplicates out, show you which ones are bad, and hand you a database that you can then scrub yourself if you want. And then let me see, let me click something here. Hold on a second. There we go. So again, these systems and others, if you've got contacts in them, we can go in and get them. So the newsletter goes out every 2 weeks. Now, a couple things you have to remember. We do all the graphics. We do the sending. We do the content, the unsubscribing. We do everything for you because you probably don't have time to do it as well as we do. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of agents gladly paying us to do everything for them because they don't know what's on the mind of the American consumer. We do. Because remember, 6 million every month. We know what gets read, open, clicked, shared, etc. On the left-hand side here, you'll see an example of the top part of our newsletter. We'll customize the graphic for anything you want. And that means any kind of, maybe you just want to put up the new listing you just sold there. We could change this out every 2 weeks, okay? So Amy's contact information, and then the stories start rolling out. And we're telling you immediately when somebody clicks on our predictive content. So what's the example of predictive content? You see this true false article there? Now, is it true that you need 20% in perfect credit to get a house these days? No, but that's what consumers are still remembering. So what we're going to do for you is dispel these myths. And when somebody opens up this article, you know what? They're probably interested in finding down payment money, right? So as soon as that article gets opened, you get a text or an email to let you know who. Okay, so we're all about immediacy here and creating conversation starters. That's why you won't hear me use the term hot leads. I don't talk about hot leads. So yeah, some of the leads you have are hot, but what I'm telling you is I'm going to be able to create for you conversation starters because you know who just opened what, when, clicked on it, and shared. On the left here, another predictive article, which is true. 7 out of 10 homeowning families that you know right now may not be listing their house. Why? Because they don't know how much money they can get out of this house. They know it's positive, but they don't know exactly how much. So what do we do with that traffic? We drive it back to your CMA request page or your contact page, and of course, let you know immediately when somebody clicks on that article. And you'd say, well, why do I care? Well, these people have questions right now. They don't know what their house is worth, and they can't subtract their mortgage if they don't have that first number. So you're going to help them, hopefully, with that number, that magic number, we call it. And you're going to show your professionalism because we're going to tell you who needs help figuring out how much equity they have. Our most widely clicked article is something that we derive from RPR for the agent. So we go into RPR for the agent, and if you guys don't know what RPR is, it's a great service, sits on top of your MLS, pretties up all your MLS data. Well, what we do is on the left-hand side, we put this article in your newsletter. It's one of our most widely clicked articles. Everybody wants to know what's sold down the street. So like we did with Tom Watson, he was able to see exactly who's fishing around, what listings, what town, what zip codes, who's fishing around for this kind of information. Because again, everything is tracked. So you'll see 2 zip codes there. Once you click on the zip codes, Tom's got us delivering maybe 8 or 9 zip codes. As soon as you click on the blue button, what's going to pop up? Everything that's sold in that area from last night going back 3 months. And I'm telling you, consumers click on this stuff religiously every 2 weeks. Why? Because it's important for them to know what's sold down the street because they think their house is more valuable than that one. You know it and we know it. Again, a numbers game. People are after these numbers. People generally want to know what's going on. So we portray you as an advocate every 2 weeks. So the content that you see on the screen here is what we track, and I've got my 4 or 5 editors constantly blowing out articles that are relevant and hyper-local. And we'll show you that no matter where your clients are, if they're in North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, or Arizona, doesn't make a difference. All of our widgets work no matter where they are. Okay, so one feature I didn't mention yet is our email exclusivity. And Tom understands this because we put Tom's database together 2 weeks ago. And all those email addresses that are in Tom's database can never be attacked by another agent. And what I mean is a Keller Williams agent down the street from you. Once your database is in, we put it in, we make it exclusive. Only you can communicate through HomeActons with that email address. Not another agent, either in your office or another agent across town at Century 21. So email exclusivity, we call this a unique proposition here to build relationship capital. So only your clients, prospects, and friends can see these newsletters. And you're going to hope, and I'm sure pretty soon, that you're right. You don't want, or I'm right, that you don't want your clients, prospects, and friends getting this from a Century 21 agent. So we have a social media game plan built in here too. If you're using social media for marketing, we have an article library of over 1,100 articles. You can drag content right to your social sites in like 5 seconds, or you can drag them right into your newsletter, or you can rewrite them. There's lots of options, but you'll never run out of good content. After we send these newsletters out, this is when the fun starts. I'm going to be personally responsible for your account if you do sign up with us. I'm the president of the company. And here's why I enjoy this. Because after your first, second, third, and fourth launch, we're going to talk. And I'm going to show you exactly how many newsletters we sent out. For example, 1,336 for this agent, 615 unique opens. That means they opened it at least once. And what I'm going to tell you now is something you should remember. Half of our newsletters are that good that half of your readers will open it multiple times. And that's how we arrived at this unique opens button here, 1,016. So half of your readers are going to open your newsletter multiple times. The only way that can happen is if they save your name and your subject line in their inbox. And that we know it's hard to do, but if you can get in that inbox, every 2 weeks, they go up and down their email 500 times a day. They're going to see your name and your subject line. So you're going to get impression upon impression upon impression. Then we're going to click to this page. Now look at that middle red arrow, okay? Here's 28 people that wanted to know what sold down the street. This was after like 4 or 5 hours of this launch. What I'm telling you is 40% of that 28, they're actively researching and warming up for a transaction now. And that's what industry tells us. When people are clicking on that kind of information, they want to know what happened down the street. You're going to be the only agent that tells them that, okay? The first one, just in where home values been and where are they going. That's the monthly CoreLogic report that we put in, the monthly housing HPI, housing price index. And we tell you, all your readers, where home ownership and housing values have been over the last few months and where they're going for the next year. It's good hyperlocal content no matter where they are. Okay, so that's one of our 10 or 15 different reports you can get your hands on. Now, I know some of you might be converting to a new CRM, Sync Pro. We're able to get your contacts out of Sync Pro into HomeActons, take your entire HomeActons database and put it in Sync Pro or any other kind of CRM you might be using, okay? So we play very well. We know agents aren't going to get a lot of value out of a CRM unless they have a clean database. Well, when you work with us, that's the first thing we do for you on day one. So everybody that's on this call right now will be able to talk to me this afternoon, and we can go into your Gmail, MLS, iCloud, everywhere, build that database, because that's the most important thing you can do starting today. So we have, if you're still using Moxie Engage, which I don't think you are, you might be, we're totally integrated with Moxie Engage. Every morning at 2:30, all the contacts will update in each database. So when I mentioned before defection to Zillow, these are all the reasons why people run to Zillow and never come back to the agent's website. All the studies prove that out, okay? Zillow is now taking out ads in Texas and California saying simply, you don't need realtors anymore. They just add more cost to the equation. Come with us. We have all the information your realtor has, which is probably true. But again, we don't want them researching behind your back. We want them researching in front of your back. So if these are all the reasons why people run to Zillow, let's find all this content and empower your marketing. So when somebody comes to your website and sees your Neighborhood 360 widget, they're going to say, wow, this is pretty cool. So what the widget does, it allows your readers to type in any address of 150 million, okay? There aren't any more street addresses out there than 150 million. We've got them all in this widget, which can be on your newsletter, your website, your blog, your social sites. You can deploy this widget anywhere you want. It's a deep data dive into every neighborhood in the country. So let's just take this random house, okay? And this is a house down in Indian Trail, North Carolina. Just took this randomly. And I'm going to go now and open up this report. Give me a couple seconds here, new share. Okay, where's my report? That's not it. I can't find my report here. Hold on one second, please. I guess we'll go back and look at the statics or the static records I had. But anyway, this is a, let me see if I can, now I know how to do it. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right, now we're cooking. Okay, so the address is 2008 Master Gunner Court in what town? Indian Trail. And what happens is we'll give them, of course, they type this in any address they want. Grandma's house in Kansas City, a house they're looking at, one of your listings, their house. So we give them demographics on the property, and then a map of where the property is, single family, 2-bedroom, lots of data on the individual home. Then we get into the cost of living. Now, if they're moving from 100 miles away to Indian Trail, we know what it costs where they are now, and we could match it up with what it costs to move to live in Indian Trail. all sorts of cost of living calculators, income levels in the neighborhood, what kind, what's the fabric of the neighborhood, rent versus own, the average tax bill down there, okay? Give people an idea what it's going to cost. Then we have recent sales nearby. Now, these aren't comps. These are just everybody's sales, okay? Well, you could do comps later on if you want, but not through this page here, because we just want to show them what's sold. Now, the power of this report is, as soon as I typed in that address, whatever it was, the agent gets a text or an email, and it says, Betty Jane Williams just pulled up 123 Main Street, and she wants the report because she's thinking about buying that house. They have to tell us why they want these reports. Of course, you find that out too. So after recent sales nearby, transportation, how does everybody get to work? What time do they have to leave to get to work? Trains, planes, automobiles, whatever. Then we have all the school information. Now, of course, we're not going to tell them what school child is going to go to. We encourage them to click on these blue buttons and they can drill down and find out exactly what school they're going to go to. So there's some school report information here. We rank the schools. And this is obviously, schools are important to the vast majority of your clients. Then we have this Yelp-inspired life section. Tell me what the neighborhood's really like. I know how housing is and tax bills and everything else, but what kind of stores are around here? Where are we going to go for fine dining? Okay. And these are everything that's going on within 3 miles of any address in the country. So there's restaurants, bars, nightlife, and then we can stop at some stores, right? And we're going to highlight new stores that move into the area. We're going to coffee shops and donut shops. Okay, Dunkin' Donuts is right down the street. Places to work out. If there's not a physical fitness facility for 10 miles, I may not want to buy a house in this neighborhood. Then we go back and then we hit groom, places to get your toenails done, your fingernails, et cetera, et cetera. And then the last one here, because you always have to be a pet-friendly realtor, and you may hate pets, but you can't say that because half your clients have pets. So we know where all the Petco stores are, the animal hospitals, the veterinarian clinics. We've got everything with Yelp reviews down to 3 miles, okay? So literally what's going on around that listing that I'm interested in. So let me go back to my PowerPoint. And then that one's here. And then the widget that's after this one is the Neighborhood Navigator. This is simply tell me what my house is worth. Now, you may have a button like that on your ROG website, what's my home worth? But if you're not getting anybody hitting on your website, you're not going to be offering any value, right? The average agent, I don't even want to tell you what the stat is on the average agent getting website visitors to hit their webpage. I'm not going to go into that and ruin your Monday morning. But on the left here is an example. Somebody wanted to know 7715 Bridle Path Lane. They want to know what their house is worth. So the report we give them back said this house is worth between 654 and 716. But we know that that's just a value range. So here's where you turn on your skills. Hey, Jim, I see you got that newsletter of mine. Do you need any help interpreting that data? You know what he got, okay? So, hey, Jim, let's do a quick CMA and I'll tell you exactly what your house is worth. Again, it's a conversation starter, okay? We're very, very good at getting you positioned to hit a home run. We'll get you up to home plate. You've got to swing the bat, but we're going to get you up to home plate. So that's called a Neighborhood 360 with the home value estimator built in. And that's just another widget that's in your newsletter every 2 weeks. You can take it out if you want, but I'm telling you, you're going to be able to do more CMAs because everybody that gets the newsletter can potentially click on that. And of course, it's all tracked. Even if somebody doesn't fill the form out, we're going to tell you they landed on that page, right? So if you want to reach out to them, hey, Jim, I see you got the newsletter. Did you get any of that data that you were looking for? Maybe you'll say, no, it didn't work, or I had to leave, whatever. You're going to know that too. So at the end of the day, we know what to send. We know when to send it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. Anybody have any idea as to the best time of day to send this? Where's my chat room here? Hold on a second.
2 o'clock?
What's the best time of day? Best time of day to send this type of info?
I would say 2 o'clock.
Not 2 o'clock. Nope. Way late. Way late.
9 a.m.
Keep going backwards.
Oh, wow.
Do you guys have like 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning?
Oh,
Yeah. What happens in the American home right now when the alarm clock goes off?
They get on their laptop.
Or they hit the snooze bar, right?
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what they do. They pick up their phone, they get rid of the junk that's evident, they save what they want to read later. Remember, I told you that your consumers open your newsletter multiple times. So they save it in their inbox because they know there's stuff in there that's going to help them manage their home. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, 5:15 to 6:30 is when we're going to try to send your newsletter, because that's when we get the most opens and the most multiple opens. Okay, so this other exciting thing we're working on right now, and I explained this to Tom, and it blew his mind because he hasn't seen anything like this. This is called artificial intelligence. Now, what we're going to do is and of course, this is going to be an extra service, probably in the range of $20 a month. Optional, but I think you're going to like it, because here's what we're going to do. Every email address that you have in the HomeActons database, we are going to every night blast it up against 1,200 predictive websites, 1,200 predictive databases on where an email address has been used. And what I mean by that is we track the usage of email addresses out on the entire internet and social media, and we come back and we will score your contacts anywhere from an 18 to a 97. So listen to how cool this stuff is. We know people that have a dumpster in their driveway today. We know people who started taking prenatal vitamins last week. Now, what does that tell you? We know who's got divorced. Now, you probably have areas locally where you can find out who's getting divorced or who died. But we're going to do this more comprehensively than you're going to be able to do it. Who ordered diapers for the first time on diapers.com? Okay. Who recently had diplomas? Blow that out 500 times, and you're going to find out where these email addresses are used, and the artificial intelligence is going to come in, and they're going to say, hey, we scored your database. These are all scores that are going to be in your HomeActons control panel. So what I'm going to tell you is, and we will guarantee this, that 75% of the time, if anybody is an 81 and above, 81 to 97, I'm telling you they're buying or selling in 3 to 6 months. And how do we know that is we go back in time and we see when the email address was used at the courthouse when they're doing title docs. Okay? So we know there was a sale. So we're able to, in the future, tell you that in 3 or 6 months, this chunk of your database is going to be buying or selling, or at least warming up or engaging. And you want to be there at that time. Now, a lot of your database, and I'm telling you 7 out of 10, are in this 18 to 40 range. They're probably not buying for 5 or 6 years, but you're still in front of them every 2 weeks with the HomeActons system. Okay? So that's what's important. No matter what level they're at, you're going to be in front of them every 2 weeks with good content. And you might want to, and we're going to show you how to do this, is write a specific message that only goes to people that are 81 to 97. Okay? Because you know they're researching right now. So we're going to teach you some scripts, if you will, and you'll be able to send individual emails to those in those 3 ranges. Okay? So you're going to hit the right person at the right time with the right message. We're going to show you how to do that. This is called email scoring. Remax just bought a company that does something similar to this, no way as well, okay, than what we're doing. So you're going to be able to, because everybody's talking about artificial intelligence this day. Keller Williams has been rolling out their artificial intelligence for 2 years now, right? Before the term even came up. They're not delivering on any of that. We're going to deliver on this practical application, which is going to show you exactly who you should stay in touch with down the street next month, next week, next year. We've got it all built into the HomeActons system. Now, I've got 25 employees that do this for 5,000 agents. And I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the HomeActons service, okay? We call it a subscription. And there's 2 ways to subscribe to the program. There's a monthly plan and there's a quarterly plan. The monthly plan is more expensive. There's a $99 setup fee, and that gets us building your database, custom designing the graphics, hand-holding, launching, reporting, unsubscribing, everything that needs to be done. So we're asking you to pay $99 one time for that and $65 per month. This is a discount off our regular rate because we're a Realty One Group partner. And we're also in your one marketplace, it's called, right? Your new store. So that's $164 to get going, and then it's $65 per month. Cancel anytime you want. The other plan, which saves you $179 over the year, is our quarterly plan. $175 every 3 months, okay? And that comes out to, I believe, less than $60 a month, so $55 per month. So it saves you $179 over the monthly plan. There is no setup fee, okay? So it would cost $175 to get in the game today. We get your database built this afternoon. We can get your newsletter launched Wednesday of this week. That's how fast we work. So we know how to take agents that are slacking off in this area and making them look good in front of an unlimited amount of clients. I don't care if you have 5,000 people in your database. I have agents with 8, 9, 10,000 contacts, and we're hitting them every 2 weeks, okay? So let's go back and look at the monthly plan again. 99 setup, 65 today, that's 164. And then canceled anytime, database built. It's the same level of service. It's just in how you pay for it. So the quarterly plan saves you $179. It's $175 every 3 months. If in month 7, 8, 9, if you want to cancel this thing, you just call us and tell us that you don't want us to bill you again, okay? We're not going to nail your credit card. Because the last thing I need you to do is go back to your broker owner or whatever and say, hey, Al ripped us off. That doesn't happen. We were vetted. It took us about 6.5 months to get vetted by ROG before we were in your one marketplace. They called all of our clients in Realty One Group. They even called some people that weren't Realty One Group agents just to see if it was okay. So over in the right-hand side of the chat window, let's have some questions. And everybody, my phone numbers or my email address is down the bottom there. Let me give you my cell phone number. It's 570-510-3507. I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and we're doing webinars. We're doing another one of these webinars today at 11. I've got one tomorrow. I've got one on Wednesday. So right now, let's have some questions here. Best time of day, we did that. Can you manually blast the newsletter outside of the twice a month? Yes, the minimum it can go out is every 2 weeks. The maximum is whatever you want. So you could do it every 3 weeks. You could do it every 5 weeks if you want, okay? The content will always be there for you, okay? And we also have a feature built into the system called On Target. That allows you to literally anytime at all, 24/7, go in and fire off an email to everybody in your database or groups in your database. Remember, I was telling you on the artificial intelligence stuff, we know who you should be communicating with a little bit closer. So our On Target is going to be able to slam a message and get right into that house of somebody that's a 93. That's pretty cool. Next question, please. Telephone number again, Aaron. It's 570-510-3507. Okay, or my email address is on the screen there. Who selects the articles? We have a talented staff, and we meet every 2 weeks on what articles we're going to put in the next week's newsletter. Okay, you can take articles out if you want. You can go into our library and customize an article if you want. But the more hyper local you can get, the better this thing is going to be. We put those widgets in there 3 or 4 times. Okay, and there's an event calendar. I didn't even show you that. No matter where your readers are, anywhere in the country, they can come in, type in their zip code, and we'll come up with Red Cross blood drives, sporting events, concert. Well, we won't have sporting events today. Concerts, they'll be canceled too. So in normal times, it's a cool newsletter. We know that. And the articles that are in there are as hyper local as you can get down the street. So that's how we select the articles. And again, you have total control as to what. There are some agents that, we put in 8 or 9 articles every 2 weeks, 7, 8, or 9, mostly 8. We have agents that take out 7 of those articles and they add 4 or 5 of their own. That's okay if they have time to do that. Or you just tell us what you want to promote. Like every time your newsletter goes out, you're going to get a 4-day notice. And that says, hey, Tom, in 4 days, your newsletter's going out. Do you want to promote anything? And all you got to say is MLS ID 1234, put it in the newsletter. And we're going to do that for you. And we're going to send you a proof. So we will be your publisher for you. Next question, the subscription options, is that per agent or per office? That's per agent. If we're going to do a special for the office, I will work with the broker owner and we'll come up with some better pricing. Okay. So, and we could do this same kind of webinar for any of your offices Thursday of this week. Very flexible. Okay. Seeing we're not flying anywhere in the country for the next couple of weeks, we got a lot of time on these webinars. So again, that subscription option, that's per individual agent. If multiple buy it in the same office, we cut some more money off the deal. All you got to do is give me a call. We'll set up some pricing. We'll get your agents all buzzed up about this. You know, as a broker owner, I believe everybody in ROG is selling, you know, houses these days. So you want to use this as a recruiting tool or a subscription for your sphere of influence. But at minimum, what we can do is we could take all the agents in your office and put them in your newsletter, right? And they see it coming from you, and you're, you know, showing your leadership style here, because this is what works with building relationships these days. Did everybody get a copy of my newsletter? Yeah. I don't believe, no, Tom, I don't think we did that, because you put this up on Facebook. Everybody had the link to it on Facebook, but I'm sure they didn't open it. So everybody that's on this call, I will email you Tom's newsletter in about 15 minutes, and you can take a look at it. And again, remember, it's exclusive. Tom doesn't care if every agent in the world gets this now. Why? Because his database is in and locked up. Okay. Next question, the recruiting count. I use broker metrics to find agents. How do you pool recruits? In about 90% of the areas where broker metrics is, they allow you to export contacts. You're going to build your, you know, perfect candidate, if you will, and then export his contact information. And 90% of the time, the email addresses are in there. Now, we have a broker owner in Winston-Salem, Teresa Overcash. Don't know if you know her, but she's got 2 accounts with us. And why she has one for her sphere of influence and one for recruiting. So she put an article in there last time. How do you know when it's time to jump ship and go to a different broker? Okay, she had, I think, 42 agents read that. She called every one of them and tried to set up a meeting to see if they were really interested in getting a new broker. So she's benefiting from our immediate metrics, right? Everything is tracked in this newsletter, and you're going to know about it. So you're going to know, pick up the phone and call them. If you don't know them, just email them, but try to get a sit down with them. I'm interested to learn more about the recruiting platform available. Do you have additional information? Yeah. Tammy, I will send you Teresa's newsletter, and you should be able to pick up on the power of that right now. So the artificial intelligence is going to work in the regular sphere of influence account. It's not going to have any applicability for the recruiting account, because you're after a different target there. Okay. But I'm telling you, this recruiting thing is very cool. All she did was put in one article that she wrote, and we had our regular home action articles follow. And when she was on the phone discussing this newsletter with some recruits, they said, hey, that was a pretty cool newsletter. You know what she said? When we come around, you know, when we do our marketing like this, this is what we do. Okay, we've got something that's exclusive, and it is exclusive because once that agent's email addresses are in, we could also come up with a plan to provide this whole service to all your new people that move into your office. We might come up with a way to give them a month or 2 of free time. And when you're talking with them about moving from Century 21 to ROG, hey, look what we're going to give you for the first 2 months. I guarantee you that's the most important thing that a recruit needs when they move to a new office. They got to tell everybody they're in a new office. They forget to do that because they think their friends are all wired up with everything and they know what every move you're making. No, they're going to forget that you left Century 21, and they're probably not going to know who you went with. So we're going to help you potentially, you know, take every new recruit that's moving into your office, give them something of obvious value. Okay. So we'll figure out how to make that work. So there will be different pricing in our fees to join ROG Revolution. Aaron, I don't know what you mean by that. So there will be different pricing on our fees to join for ROG agents in Revolution, I believe you mean. If you want to give me a call and we'll get together, we'll see how many people on this call want to bundle together. We could knock a couple more bucks off that. Okay. So Tammy, give me a call when we're done and we'll see what we can do. And then how ROG agents make money on this is, I won't say make money, but they certainly get incentivized, is for every new recruit or every new subscriber that they bring to me and they say, hey, Tammy told me to call you, Tammy gets 2 free months. Okay. That's worth $120 because I know that a good chunk of our sales are because one agent talks to another one about how cool our program is. Okay. We're very proud of those numbers. It's about 50% because you may trust me. I hope you do, but there's nothing like talking to another agent that already has this program or like Tom. So Tom, give me a call. Tammy, Aaron, I don't know which office you're in. We'll figure it out. You've got my email addresses. Okay, let's have some more questions. I got all the time in the world. Now remember, there's another call today at 1 o'clock. If you know anybody that wants to jump on that one, send me an email and I'll send them a registration link. Okay,
Hey,
and if they join, mention your name, 2 free months. Go ahead. Was that you, Tom?
Yeah, can everybody hear me? So just let my people know that they want to get their clients in their database before they start soliciting agents with other firms.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because before somebody else picks up on that. Good idea, Tom. So Tom, I'll send you a list of all the people on the call right now. There's 10 of us, and I don't know which ones are yours, but we'll figure it out. So Tom, you're Revolution, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nikki, I don't know where you're at.
Greenerside in Raleigh.
You're in Raleigh. Okay. So do you know Teresa Overcash?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll send everybody Teresa's 2 newsletters, kick it around, and hopefully I can think you're going to say, pretty cool. Let's try it out. And when I say try it out, if this doesn't work for you, you get the first month, you get all your money back. Month 20, you cancel it, you just walk away. Okay. So that's what we're good at. I will take everybody on this call under my wing as president to make sure this thing works. I literally can call you at 12 o'clock, starting 12:30 today, and then start building that database. Okay. Because to a certain point, email addresses are going to be getting all sucked up in these offices. And for the agent that sees this as a first mover advantage, that's where the brains are. Okay. So if you've got lots of contacts, you want to get them in, get them protected before other agents in the area find out about this. And right now, this was my handshake agreement with Realty One Group. We're not going down the street to Keller Williams, Century 21, Coldwell Banker. Okay. I can, but my deal with them is let's give ROG agents a shot at this. Okay. Now, for the guy in North Carolina, what's the company that Howard Hanna just bought? Allen Tate. Okay, they're going to be doing something with us in the summertime. Okay, they've got I think 25 or 30 offices. They're owned by Howard Hanna out of Ohio and Pittsburgh. We've got 500 Howard Hanna agents on our program. We're dropping about 700,000 emails every month for Howard Hanna agents. When they found out about that at Allen Tate, in Charleston, I think they might be headquartered. They're like, okay, let's start something here. Let's get it going. You guys, I'm having a lot of fun working with the Realty One. And of course, as you know, we were out at the One convention or the One Summit. So we've got a lot of allegiance for Realty One Group. I love helping companies get out of the gate, acquiring contacts. And we're just able to, tag along with you and teach your agents how they should be doing this kind of relationship building. To be clear, you can enter my database info into your system at no cost. Yeah, building you a brand new database is part of the fee. There's no extra charge for that. If you have your own database, I'm going to ask you when you built it. And some of them's going to say, well, 6 months ago. Well, that's not a new database. We'll take that database you have, but then we'll go into Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, MLS, iCloud, cloud this, cloud that, everywhere you have contacts. And then clean them up, because I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 agents, successful, not successful, whatever, don't have a clean, reliable database. And if that's the only thing you could learn from this today, go build yourself a database. It's not hard to do. We're just very good at it, and we're very quick. This is a great deal for Revolution. Thanks, Tom. To be clear, I answered that one. Can you send me to Teresa's newsletter? We'll send everything out. I'm going to also send everybody an order form. Okay, and I believe I can take a picture of what the order form looks like. New share. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to email this right now. It's a PDF, and whoever fills it out first, I'm going to mark number 1, 2, 3, 4 on it, because you could scan it back to me. And then what we're going to do is, that's the order in which I'll call you, literally at 12:35, to see if we can start building your database. If you can't do it till 3 or 4, we'll do it at 3 or 4. Okay? Because I want to reward those that are what we call first movers. Okay? They see the power of this. So everybody's going to get an order form, and then we can go from there. Let's go back to see if there's any more questions. I love these questions. We ran a little bit longer than 40 minutes, although I have no idea what time it is. 11:44, we're right on time, or almost. Okay, so any other questions anywhere? Anybody typing? I see one person typing. How many are thinking about joining this if it was free? For, you know, if you had to pay something for it, okay. But if it was free, would you use this program to build that relationship capital? Let's see some yeses.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I'm hearing yeses. Mary Knowles, yes. Okay, so the issue then is money. And I could, you know, really I could give this thing away for free for everybody, but I can't sustain my business. Some things that are free aren't worth it. There are free newsletters out there you can get from various services, but it's all tied to their mortgage company and their title company, right? Because they want you to, they know why this thing is free. So what we're able to do is ask you, I think, for a fair price to prove this thing works. If it doesn't fan out for you, you know what? You get your money back, right? I don't need agents in Revolution going to Tom saying I got ripped off. That just wastes a lot of time, okay? So some things in life that are free aren't worth it. Our stuff can't be free. It could be free for your new recruits because we can go out of our way to build a newsletter program for them for the first 2 months or something like that, working with the broker owner, okay? So they get something free because they really need it on day one. Next question, Nancy, Ashley, thanks everybody for jumping on the call. Again, there's another call today at 1 o'clock and I got one tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day. Usually I take the day off being 100% Irish, but I'll be online tomorrow. And then I could do one-on-ones for anybody. If you know somebody that maybe can't make a webinar, but is interested, I'll do a one-on-one with them 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Okay, I'm on this project 18 hours a day. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Al was at Summit 2020. Thanks, Tom. Vetted with ROG Corp. Okay. Give everybody 20 seconds more here. A couple are jumping off. That's fine. Again, my phone number is 570-510-3507. And then we're going to email address, aclark@homeactions.net. Okay, Tom, you're going to be on the 1 o'clock call. How many of us at Revolution need to band together for an additional discount? Mary, just give me a call after we're done here, okay? And I'll run some numbers. I don't want to throw it out right now. Tom, how many? You have 35 agents in your office, I believe, Tom, right? So maybe we can get some more on the call today. And then after the 1 o'clock call, we'll strike a price for everybody, okay? Which is obviously better than what you saw it was. Okay.
37 agents right now.
37 agents. Okay. How many more coming in?
A bunch.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to do something neat for them. Okay. If that's it, everybody, you know, I'm available for questions by phone or email. Mary, give me a call. She's going to be on the 1 o'clock call. If anybody in Revolution can go and talk to other agents in the office that aren't on this call and they join, just make sure they drop your name, okay? And you'll get those 2 free months added on to your first installment. Okay, well, thank you very much again. This is Albert, HomeActons. We appreciated showing you how to do what we call better stay in touch, building relationship capital. That's what it's all about. Your pipeline is your most valuable asset you have, not your Range Rover or your Cadillac. It's your pipeline going down the road. Okay, thanks. Everybody's got my numbers, my contact. Tom, I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Take care, guys.